Students of class 11, today I am to explain the measurement of price elasticity of demand by percentage method. We already discussed it. Price elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded due to a change in price. So when we have to measure this response of the consumer, there are various ways of measuring elasticity of demand. So far our syllabus is concerned, we will talk about the percentage method of calculating price elasticity of demand. How is it measured by percentage method? This is the formula to calculate price elasticity of demand by percentage method. EP, price elasticity of demand, denoted by EP. This is equal to percentage change in demand divided by percentage change in price. So according to percentage method, price elasticity of demand is the ratio of percentage change in demand and percentage change in price. Let us suppose P1 stands for initial price of the commodity and Q1 stands for initial demand for the commodity. Delta P stands for change in price and delta Q stands for change in quantity demanded. We will use these terms. So in place of percentage change in demand, we can write it is delta Q by Q1 into 100. Percentage change in demand means change in demand divided by initial demand into 100. Delta Q by Q1 into 100. In same way, percentage change in price is delta P by P1 into 100. So 100 remaining same term in numerator part and denominator part, they cancel each other. Ultimately what we are getting is delta Q by Q1 whole divided by delta P by P1, and at last we are getting this formula. Delta Q by delta P, arranging this, ultimately we are getting this formula delta Q by delta P into P1 by Q1. In most cases, in time of calculation of price elasticity of demand, in most cases we will use this formula. So you have to keep in mind this formula. Delta Q by delta P, change in demand by change in price, into P1 by Q1, initial price by initial demand. In most cases, we will use this formula, but in some cases, we will use the original formula. The original formula, from this original formula, we have derived another formula. So both this formula will be used. When will we use this formula? If any information is given in percentage form, if percentage change in price is given to you, or if percentage change in demand is given to you, or both percentage change in price and percentage change in demand both are given, always we will use this formula. Otherwise, in all other cases, this is our formula. Delta Q by delta P into P1 by Q1. Now, whenever you will work out sums, numerical problems, and you will get the value of EP, coefficient of EP will be calculated, always you will see it is a negative term. Price elasticity, value of price elasticity of demand is always a negative term. It may be -4, it may be -1.5, maybe -2. It is negative term. The question is why price elasticity of demand is always negative. Why negative? If we see this expression, P1 stands for initial price. P1 cannot be negative. Price cannot be negative. Q1 stands for initial demand. Initial demand cannot be negative. Here is the ratio of delta Q and delta P. Change in demand and change in price. Change may be negative. When you take difference between two terms, initial price and final price, you are taking the difference. It may be positive. It may be zero. It may be negative. All possibilities are there. But here both of them will not be negative. Either delta Q will be negative or delta P will be negative. Not both. Why any one of them will be negative? Any one of them will be negative because of inverse relation between price and demand. Inverse relation. If price is falling, suppose price falls from 5 to 4. Then what is the difference? 4 minus 5 minus 1. Change in price is minus 1. But when price falls, demand will not fall, demand will rise. Suppose demand rises from 10 to 15. 15 minus 10, change in demand will be positive. Any one of them will be positive, will be negative because of inverse relation between price and demand. If any one of them is negative, the whole expression becomes negative. So we say price elasticity of demand is always less than 0, is always negative. In a word, the reason is inverse relationship between price and demand. Now, these negative signs creates a problem. What is that problem? After calculation of price elasticity of demand, we may have to state the nature of price elasticity of demand. We will see the answer, value of PP, then we will give a statement about the nature of elasticity of demand. That statement may be elastic demand, demand may be elastic, may be inelastic. But if we say demand for a commodity is elastic, see this expression, if demand for a commodity is elastic, then percentage change in demand must be greater than percentage change in price. If percentage change in demand is more, then we can say response is larger and demand is elastic. And if it is more, numerator part is greater, then answer must be greater than 1. On the contrary, if percentage change in price is more, but percentage change in demand is less, then answer will be less than 1. Denominator part gets higher weightage, more weightage, when percentage change in price is more. Answer will be less than 1. Denominator part is greater, so answer will be less than 1. So when answer is less than 1, only then we can say it is inelastic demand. We are talking about a problem regarding negative sign. Why? If we consider the negative sign, then always price elasticity of demand is less than 1. Negative sign means obviously it is less than 0. It must be less than 1. Then how will we explain the elastic demand? To say demand is elastic, we have to show coefficient of price elasticity of demand is more than 1. But always, because of negativity, we cannot say it is more than 1. We have to say always if it is less than 1. And how will you explain elastic demand? To avoid this problem, this negative sign is ignored in time of giving statement about elasticity of demand. We ignore the negative sign. If it is minus 4, we will consider only 4. Only number 4 will be considered. Negative sign will not be considered. If you do not consider the negative sign, then price elasticity of demand is in absolute form. This symbol is called modulus EP. Modulus EP means we are not considering negative sign. Then it is only a number. Without any negative sign, it is only a number. If it is only a number, then it may be greater than 1. This number may be greater than 1, may be less than 1, may be equal to 1. All possibilities are there. So if it is only a number, we do not consider the negative sign, then modulus EP may be greater than 1, may be equal to 1, may be less than 1. If modulus EP is greater than 1, then we will say it is a case of elastic demand. Suppose your answer is minus 2. You will consider only 2. 2 is greater than 1. So we will say it is elastic demand. if modulus EP is less than 1, absolute EP, price elasticity of demand, coefficient of price elasticity of demand is less than 1, suppose 1.5, 1.4, etc. Sorry, less than 1 means 0.75, 0.65, less than 1, then it is a case of inelastic demand. Otherwise, elastic demand. Sometimes answer may be 1. That means percentage change in demand is equal to percentage change in price. Then if answer is 1, it is said to be unitary elastic demand. So in this way, this is our original formula. We derive a new formula from here. We are explaining it is always negative. Why negative? Because of inverse relationship. So we ignore the negative sign to give statement about elasticity. If modulus EP greater than 1, elastic demand. If less than 1, inelastic demand. If equal to 1, unitary elastic demand. In this way, we will give statement about price elasticity of demand. We will conclude with an example. How will you calculate? See here. Suppose initial price is given to you. P1 is equal to 4. Initial price is given. And price rises. So the final price or change price P2 is 5. Initially it was 4. Now increased price is 5. It is given. Also you are given initial demand when price was 4. Demand for the commodity was 12 unit. And due to rise in price, demand for the commodity reduces to 6 units. These informations are given. Your duty is to find out the change in price and change in demand. If this is P1 4, P2 is 5, then change in price, that is delta P, is equal to P2 minus P1. P2 is 5, P1 is 4, P2 minus P1 is 5 minus 4 equals to 1. Delta P is 1. Delta Q is equal to Q2 minus Q1. So 6 minus 12 minus 6. I said one of them will be negative. Here price is rising, so delta P is positive, but demand falls, so delta Q is negative, it is minus 6. Now use these informations in your formula. Your formula is delta Q by delta P into P1 by Q1. Put these values and you will get answer is equal to minus 2. EP is becoming minus 2. Now you have to give statement about elasticity. So ignore the negative sign. Minus 2 only considered as 2. Modulus EP is equal to 2. No minus sign. This 2 is greater than 1. So here in this example, it is a case of elastic demand. In this way, we will work out the sums. In next class, we will work out so many problems and I think your conception will be clear when we go through the numerical problems. This much today. Thank you.